Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Replay Megaman X4. In the last part, Iris, kinda, yeah. Anyway, it's time for our generic boss rush stage as per usual. Things to keep an eye out for this one is, Magma Dragoon's weak against the lightning attack, and during the Slash Beast fight I actually do the dash slash abuse that I mentioned earlier, so keep an eye out for that. And that was the song that plays during the second to last battle in the Delta episode of Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire. That game's soundtrack is really good, actually, and I was surprised by that. Because I'm not a big fan of the trumpets from the original game.
Good work, Zero.
You're Sigma! So it was you.
Yes, simply brilliant. You even defeated Colonel and Iris.
You made me do it.
No, you wanted to destroy them. Allow me to remind you that I was once the leader of the Maverick Hunters.
What's our current situation?
Commander!
Where's that red Maverick that wiped out Garma's unit?
Inside. He's inside that door.
You may leave now. I'll take care of this personally.
By yourself, Commander?
I don't want any more of my people being sacrificed.
Huh? Commander Sigma! Incredible. Now I'm certain there's no one who's a match for the Commander. What?
Take that, Red Maverick, to the repair center, and call Dr. Kane. I wish to have that Maverick studied.
Commander! Are you okay?
Silence!
Zero, you were a maverick?
Why are you asking me? You're the one who took me out. Oh, God.
What's your point? Are you that surprised? Ah, Zero. You're most impressive. Sigma, I will defeat you!
By the way, there was actually a load time in between the anime cutscene and that little dialogue there, so we're on the second half of the stage now. So, yeah, we finally got some more backstory on Zero, though if you're me, you already knew that before playing this game.
Are you ready for your final journey?
Sigma is the exact same fight as he was the first time around, and he's still weak to the fire attack. One thing I actually completely forgot to mention, and I was actually kind of wrong about it if I recall correctly in the X playthrough, is that Sigma's little scythe attack here, you actually dodge that by jumping over him. I don't know why I forgot about that, but I did. Though I do have to wonder why they decided to reuse this background in Extreme 2 for the Burkana Gareth fights. I never understood that. I mean, it's a nice little reference, I suppose, considering the Game Boy Color games are essentially references to the... references and paying tribute, actually, to the Super Nintendo games, but that's kind of weird.
I've been waiting for you, Zero. It's time for us to settle this.
Anyway, second half of the fight is... or second and third, more accurately, as we already know it is pretty much the exact same, for only one difference. He's weak against Raku Hoha, so you need to kind of be careful with your projectiles. And that's an attack he actually never got to show off in the X playthrough. If his second throw of the scythe hits the ground, he'll do that. Trust me when I say you want him to hit the wall. While he's weak to Raku Hoha, the upgraded Z-Saber does a great enough job taking him out, so you can just spam that, really. And also, he kind of hurts, so watch out for that. No, I actually do have to say, I really do like this design of Sigma, though. I don't know why. It's not the weirdest looking design, that's for sure. That probably belongs to X5, because that just looks like some sort of weird Marvel hero.
You're finished, Zero. Iris is waiting for you.
Are you ready for your final journey?
Anyway, time for the third phase. The mini-heads actually have their own weakness in this version of the fight. They're weak to the Ryo engine, so you can just abuse that against them to destroy them really easily. For the head, I actually recommend using the little dash spin that you have, or... yeah. He's actually technically weak to the, either the Ice Elemental attack, which has a name I can't remember, or the Dash Slash that you can get, but... it's just best to do the spinning Dash Slash that I love to abuse. I'm forgetting all the attack names now. The Cyborg half, however, is weak against Ryo engine, though yet again it's just honestly better for you to use the spinning Jump Slash, because you can just do a lot more damage more quickly due to the lack of invincibility frames. Weirdly enough, though, the game is, overall, more often than not, harder as Zero. The final boss is actually kind of easier. Though I really do have to wonder what the heck that little head is. And where... but then again, I was about to ask where did it come from, but where do all of Sigma's bodies come from that aren't from X2 and 3? Because those are at least explained somewhat. Because X5, he kind of comes out of nowhere. X6, it comes... well, yeah, X6, he kind of does come out of nowhere. I won't get into the others. Really, at this point, I think they just have Sigma in as a final boss as a tradition, kind of like Dr. Wily. That becomes blatantly obvious by 6. X6. Yeah, though, rearranging really just makes this fight a bit too easy. I really do like the final boss theme, though. Though, favorite final boss theme in the X series, probably at X6. That goes to X6 easily. Though X8 is also really rocking. The only really hard part of this fight is, once again, like General, the damage output and that attack where this head sucks you in, because it really makes you vulnerable really quickly. Though I do remember having quite the hard time with this boss as a child. Then again, I just sucked at games as a kid. I don't know how I managed to beat the original Mega Man X at 3 years old. Or Final Fantasy IV, for that matter. Anyway, yeah, that was the final boss. Nothing too hard, honestly.
What's so funny? This weapon is aimed at Earth. No one can stop it. No. Goodbye, Zero.
Yet again, you're still really calm about dying here, Sigma. Anyway, we know what's coming up. Let's just head over to the right.
General. Zero. I was wrong. Sigma, he blinded me to the truth. It's okay. Rest. With my body, I can stop the weapon. But then you'll... It's over for this soldier. Farewell. General!
So, this is what happened to me. This is my fate. I couldn't save anyone after all. Iris!
Please stop, brother! Zero!
Iris, did we Reploids all turn out to be Mavericks after all?
And that was the Zero playthrough, ladies and gentlemen. I have to say it's good, but it's not as refined as Zero would be in later games. X5, the Zero series, and even admittedly X6 would go to make it much better. X7, we won't mention that. Though it's awesome to get an X8, thankfully. I have to say it's easier and harder than the X playthrough at the same time, because Zero has an easier time with stages, but some of his boss fights do get to be harder due to the fact that his weapons aren't as... Well, his weapons are more limited, I suppose is the right proper term for it. The reason that I go back to the Zero playthrough more often than not isn't because it's fun, but it's for the cutscenes, because, well, what am I fighting for? It just makes me laugh every time. And as for X4 as a whole, I think it's the second best X game. Mind you, I'm one of those people that thinks X1 isn't the best. I think X1 is actually the third best, X8 being my favorite, but that's just me. A lot of people think this is... For a lot of people, this is either their favorite or second favorite, and there's a good reason for it. It is really fun. If you want to play it, there's the PlayStation port, the PC port, the X Collection port, something else. There's another port I remember for a fact. Wikipedia, help me out here. Saturn port, and PlayStation Network so PS3 and Vita. And I suppose GameCube as well because of the X Collection. And this is also the end of this little mini Mega Man marathon I've had going on for about 3 or 4 games now. The next time we see Mega Man will be probably when I finish up the Battle Network series, probably towards June. Or more accurately, March for me, because of how far in advance I record these, because, today's the day after Thanksgiving, let's put it like that. Also, I should mention, with the General destroying the weapon, he just killed all of Repliforce. There's almost none left. Repliforce only gets mentioned 2 more times throughout the entire series, and that's a brief little cameo in 01, and 1 level in X5, so, yeah, thousands of Reploids just ceased functioning. Oh, spoonerisms, aren't they a fun thing for the verbal language? Also, this ending screen reminds me of Mega Man Legends 2, though, more accurately, I suppose it's the vice versa, because I played Legends 2 after X4. I still wonder which one of the 2 stories is actually the one that canonically happened, though, because a lot of things from both get mentioned later on. Particularly Iris's death.
The battle has ended, but for some reason, Zero's memories of the past continue to haunt his mind. As a hunter, it is his duty to go after those Mavericks, and at the same time, he knows that it is his destiny to defeat his friend one day. 2 different people, 2 different fates. In the future, Zero's decision will lead the 2 great hunters to tragedy. The future is coming.
But with that, I'm going to need to end this off here. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next Let's Play, whatever that may be. See you guys then.